The one and only Xylophoney here to show you guys my new Sky Fang Brigade deck. Now this is a very new archetype. In fact, it isn't even officially released in the TCG yet, but we have had the chance to play around with it, and if you've seen the previous videos, it can be pretty good, pretty intense, lots of special summoning, and also doesn't rely on the extra deck too much, so we can link spam! And that's been how I've been winning half of my matches with this deck, but I'm gonna go over this deck in case you guys want to make this deck for yourself and try it out in some competitive duels, because it actually does have potential to hold up against a lot of things. I don't think where it's at right now, it's hyper competitive yet, but it does have potential. So let's go into it. First, let's get the just link spam stuff out of the way so we can talk about the Sky Fangs, because that's what this deck is supposed to be about, at least. So we got double Grinder Golems. If you don't know Grinder Golem combos, check many of my other videos. We go over that. I only have 2 in here just because I have had too many of these several times playing this deck, and I also have 2 Scapegoats. Now really what these cards are for is facilitating tokens onto the field, which lets you go into all these link monsters. With a Scapegoat, you can go into a Borreload Dragon. With a Grinder Golem, you can go into double Firewall Dragons. At any point here, you could bring out a Decode Talker, and all this other stuff just to kind of get those strong link cards out. We also have Gofu in here. Now this card's limited to 1 because it puts 3 cards on the field, which you can get a free Decode Talker, or start a combo to link into something even stronger. So once again, you use these tokens, turn them into whatever you need to of this lower level stuff, and then turn into the powerful higher level stuff, which is very good, especially when you get to Firewall Dragon and Borreload Dragon, so that's pretty efficient. Then, what else do we have? I think that's all it really is when it comes to link spam. Of course, you can put more Grinder Golems in here, more Scapegoats if you feel that's appropriate. It's viable. It's just I want this deck to let the Sky Fang shine a little bit. So let's look at the big guy right here. He's Lafarl, hero of the Sky Fang Brigade. This is your strongest Sky Fang monster, and if you can, you're going to want to summon multiple of these. Because, 1, you kind of just attack people and do a large amount of damage with a large amount of monsters on the field and destroy them, and this guy has the most damage to do that. Not only that, but when you do summon him, you got a chance to search through, top of your deck a little bit, add a card to your hand, so you get a little bit of search power, and this deck desperately needs draw and search power, so being able to use this card is pretty massive. So we're definitely running 3 of these in the deck because power and search power. So next up we have our Wiz. Now I'm running 2 of these because this is essentially spell negation. With this, you will have to discard a Sky Fang monster, and then you can stop an opponent's spell or trap, which is very handy. The only downside of this card, and the reason why I wouldn't run 3, is because most of the time when you play a Sky Fang combo, you're going to blow your entire hand putting these monsters onto the field. Now, of course, if the final play here is Lafarl, you're likely to just get another one to your hand, and there's a few other ones, well, one other one that lets you bring a card to your hand. So you may have enough fodder to make this effect really kick in, but that's that. This card, Sajita Solitary of the Sky Fang Brigade, I think is probably the worst of the Sky Fangs. I have 1 in here just so I don't leave anyone out, but we have this here. It does a little burn damage if you ever see the right moment for that, and of course you can just use it to fill your field with different names of Sky Fang. That'll come in later. We've already talked about Gofu, just here for links. Then we got Blavo. This is one of the Sky Fangs that help you start up a combo. So essentially what you want to do with Sky Fangs is summon the little guys, then you can summon bigger guys, then you can summon your bigger guys. These 6 monsters here, well, these 3 monsters, the Lafarl, Wiz, and Sajita, they do not have any effect that special summons other monsters, but all of the other Sky Fang monsters do. So we're going to go into those. Now, Blavo also has an effect when another Sky Fang monster is special summoned. Every Sky Fang monster on your field gains 500 attack, so it's a nice little benefit. Now, you don't necessarily need 3 Blavos in here, but since I have some like level 4 XEs and stuff, and just to help me get Sky Fangs out into the field a little easier, I am running 3 of these. More importantly, you want to run 3 Beats. Beat is probably the best Sky Fang card in this deck, because this is your search card. As I said, draw power and search power are a little bit limited with this deck, and this guy is pretty much your backbone when it comes down to that. When you bring him out, not only can you then special summon any other Sky Fang monster from your hand, but you'll get a Sky Fang monster to your hand, which means you can use, for example, Blavo to bring out Beat, and then when Beat brings out, or rather Beat to bring out Blavo, and then Blavo to bring out someone, and then you'll be able to get Lafarl to your hand, and then special summon him with the effect. I'll show you what I mean exactly by that, because it's not exactly really benefiting from my wording of it, but we will show you that in some matches coming up. We're running hand traps because hand traps are cool. You know, they're great in current meta. We have the Sky Scout Recon. This one, which one does this do again? Yes, this one targets set spells and trap cards. So, really any set card, right? Yeah. So if you want to take out one of your opponent's face downs in the back row, you're going to want to use this guy's effect. And he's nice and low attack, so it'll get around a few things that will not be able to activate it otherwise. And we also have a very similar card, Donpa, which targets face-up monsters. So these two are all about, you know, just limiting your opponent's field. They use effects to take things down. They don't have attack power, but you're essentially just using these to use their special summon effect to bring out other guys. So you do need to have lots of these guys in your hand to make a serious combo. Of course, Maxi, Hand Trap, Raigeki, just because it's a good card. Double Pot of Desires. Now, it's not even a bad idea to run triple Pot of Desires in here just to get the draw power. I just hate Pot of Desires. It's a mean, evil card. But it's a good card, so definitely run at least double. Ugh. If anyone has any other ideas for draw power in this deck, let me know. But you know, we ain't packing enough dark monsters for a lore. We need our special summons so we can't pot a duality. We don't have a lot of options. But here we have Selective Reborn. Now this is a new card which is essentially Monster Reborn, but you have to select 3 cards from your graveyard and your opponent chooses which one's summoned. Now the main reason this is in here, of course if your opponent gets to pick what you special summon, it's not the best thing. But you pick 3 of any of these lower tier Sky Fang monsters, and then you'll be able to use their effect, because that special summons them, the effect kicks in, and then you get to special summon more Sky Fangs. It really just sets you up for more success in the future. A little bit of Twin Twisters, a little bit of Solemn, and then we have the Scapegoats. Now we'll get to the field card, Phandra. Now, the field card for these guys isn't that good. Really, all it lets you do is, instead of drawing, you can bring a Sky Fang monster to your hand. Of course, as I said, you want a lot of Sky Fang monsters in your hand, so it's not bad. It's just not amazing. Fortunately, it has another side benefit that's kind of hard to get to, but if you can get to it, you're gonna win the game. And that is if you have 5 separate Sky Fang monsters on the field. So let's say you used your Recon to bring out Beat, Beat to bring out Blavo, Blavo to bring out Lafarl, and then somehow get another Sky Fang monster on the field. Then you can use this effect, destroy your field card and all of your opponent's field, meaning you're gonna have a lot of monsters on your field ready to attack. If that's not countered, you win. Then we have Back to the Front. Once again, another way to special summon something from the graveyard, prompting their effects and letting you special summon even more monsters. The ability to just regular special summon without any other special effects is very handy with this deck. Finally, we have SKYFANG Brigade Training, which is more special summoning. But if you lose a Sky Fang monster, so if your opponent's attacking you, you lose something, you can switch it out for something from your deck, which, you know, obviously, you can bring out something that'll help you out. Well, if your opponent's field is full and they got a lot of attacks, it might not help you out a lot because it has to be a lower level monster, so you can't just lose a beat and bring out Lafarl. You would have to bring out one of the smaller guys. But if it's their last attack and you bring out Donpa, then you'll take out whatever was a problem for you just before then. Anyway, looking at the link stuff, it's pretty much just standard link spam. You got your Security Dragon, sometimes run double Akashic just to avoid hand traps. But I threw a couple extra XE monsters in to try them out. Someone was suggesting a Mannequin Cat could be cool because, hey, more special summoning. Ta-da. So, that's a possibility. Tornado Dragon, you know, Spell Destruction. Utopia, because Utopia. And Hope Harbinger I actually really like in this deck because there are, you will fairly often get a few of these Lafarls out here. And this is just a great way to stop spell and trap cards without having to sacrifice your own Sky Fang monsters by using Wiz's effect. And Coral Dragon, and then of course there's other good Synchros and Xy's. Since you will be link spamming most likely, you shouldn't have a problem bringing these guys out. Crystron, if you got any big Synchro plays you want to make. So there's a lot of things that you could do. And everything I have here on my side deck is just cards that I've like considered to have in a deck, like extra copies and stuff like that. But this is kind of what I'm happy with the deck. So let's hop into some duels, test it out, and then explain how things went after. We got replays! So, this opening hand doesn't seem to be too crazy, so what we're going to do with a Sky Fang deck is we're just going to set these trap cards down and hold on to what we have. Now, obviously, we could have brought out Recon and brought out a first turn Sagitta, but that's not that scary of a field. A 1000 attack monster and 1200, even if we put it in defense mode, they're probably gonna have a way to destroy it. So we're gonna hold on to our Max C here and wait until more options are available to us. So our opponent here seems to be running a Blackluster Soldier deck. They're gonna go crazy using all kinds of trade-ins to get stacked up and get more cards on the field. Here's why Max C, now that they're starting to special summon. So I know that'll get me a card. Now I could have solemned it right there, but I feel like I'm gonna be able to use it later, such as right now when he activated his effect. That way I was able to get the benefit of Max C and the benefit of, well, killing his Blackluster Super Soldier. So, continuing on here, he does more stuff, another special summon. Now I have 3 in my hand and a Blackwing Gofu. So it's pretty handy. Obviously, by playing so passive and not putting any monsters on the field, I let myself get down to 1,300 attack points. If I wasn't able to negate him as much as I did, I would be dead. But sometimes, especially with this deck, you gotta take a big risk to get big rewards. So now we got a good draw there. So let's Gofu first, because why not? We have no monsters left on the field. We'll combo up here into probably a Decode Talker. We can also send that back to his hand, because we don't want to send a Manju back to his hand. And yeah, so we brought out Decode Talker. He's got the attack power. Then we normal summoned our Recon. We used its special summon effect to bring out Blavo, and now let's bring out one of these guys, and it's gonna be Lafarl. The benefit of having Lafarl now is because if we want to activate his effect to negate, we have a Sagitta in our hand. So, there we go. Here's where I accidentally play Recon's effect on my own card, but I'm like, oh, I'll make do, so I just brought up my Max C back because that's all I could do at the point. Not the way you're supposed to use back to the front, but I'm still getting used to the deck. Either way, with the power of Decode Talker, Lafarl, and the boost from Blavo, we're able to, well, he quit right before we beat him, but we had enough attack points on the field to essentially one turn kill him. Now we had to wait a turn to get to that point, so we played really risky, but that's what this deck is all about, swarming. So we're going to look at another replay. Alright, this time in my hand, we got a Grinder Golem. We got a Pot of Desires. And they got some Sanctuary and the Sky Fairy stuff going on. Ooh, I didn't even know they had Honest in their hand in this game. So Pot of Desires, we get some more cards. They managed to get some life points out of the deal. And we are going to start linking up things, doing our Grinder Golem combo. You've seen me do this before, so I'm not going to fully explain it, but Akashic sends Grinder back to the hand. Security Dragon sends Grinder back to the hand. Firewall Dragon's about to come out and send Grinder Golem back to the hand. And now here we're going to use Akashic and try to search for something here. Beat, as I said, is one of the best of the Sky Fang monsters, so we're going to see if we can get that. But I don't think it happens here. Yeah, we search through, and although 2 monsters do go to the graveyard, you know, we have a Selective Reborn right here, so we'll definitely be able to make use of that. Let's do some more Grinder Golem and probably get a second Firewall Dragon out here. And then I can use Firewall Dragon's effect to get the free special summon. So even though we had to Grinder Golem getting rid of our normal summon, we're still able to get one of our Sky Fangs onto the field, which means we'll be able to go from this guy into this guy and have quite a bit of power on the field. And as you can see, I'm packing this Raigeki, just waiting. So, continuing on, we'll pick 3 monsters. Unfortunately, Security Dragon's in the mix there, so they go with that. I Raigeki, and he instantly sees my field against his and quits. A lot of quitters today. It's fine. We'll do another match. We'll keep going until we get a good one. Alright, here we go. Looks like they're running Gokis, and they got a Dark Hole. Not the best opening hand for them, so let's see what they go for. I like to take the second turn with this deck because, once again, we like to have the cards in our hand. And look at all these in our hand. We can just start summoning and then destroy the face deck. Yeah, they quit. They, as you can see, we would have been able to get lots of stuff onto the field. Searching with Beat. So we would have gotten Lafarl out here. We were destroying their face down just in case it was anything nasty. We're sitting on a Ghost Ogre in case they pull anything, and a Max C in case they try to get some power next turn. So this was a pretty good match. Great match, even though they quit after the first successful thing I did. Ooh, they have Evenly Matched in their hand. That's probably really good against this deck. So they're definitely trying to bank on that Evenly Matched. So they just skipped their first turn even though they chose it. Looks like they didn't get the hand they wanted, but they're banking on playing that Evenly Matched. Now that would be assuming that I don't have enough power to drop him in one turn, but between Blackwing getting out that free Decode Talker and 3 of these guys to summon, including Beat, looks like we got this match in the bag. So let's start with Gofu. He's going to actually cancel Gofu with Infinite Transience, not bad. Fortunately, we still got plenty of power to bring the Lafarl out. Got lots of stuff on the field. Now, this means we won't necessarily be able to get him this turn. He quit. Well, I guess I could have negated it. Oh no, I didn't even put the right thing out. And he could have done okay. He had it evenly matched. I don't know why he's such a quitter. He's running way too much spell. I don't know his deck, but one more. All right, now it looks like we're going up against some fluffers. So unfortunately, it's my turn first. He had the choice and he gave me first turn. SKYFANG Brigade's not going to be a good early game. Scapegoat, I'm going to have to rely on waiting till the end of his turn. Then if I pop Scapegoat, I can get a free Barrel Load Dragon out there. And I got Twin Twisters in case I need it. But I don't want to discard either of these. But the thing is, with these two, they're both level 7 and 8. They don't have any way to get out unless I have some special summoning power. So let's continue this matchup. He goes into some Fright Furs, gets that strong power onto the field. I think he misplayed a little bit because if he had one more thing, then he could have like summoned a third monster and that would have been it right there. Well, I would have popped the Scapegoat early and then figured out another way to win this, but it's fine. So here we go into Scapegoat. Ta-da! Now, I don't think I actually do go for the Barrel Load Dragon, if I remember correctly. I might have misplayed, I might have just been trying some other stuff out. So we Security Dragon. Yeah, we went into Decode Talker. Absolutely should have gone into Barrel Load Dragon just by changing that other token into another Link Karibo. Then we could have used those three to go into Barrel Load Dragon, take control of his Decode Talker. Instead, I wanted to have a Decode fight, and we were joking around about my Link Karibo being an MVP here. We go a little bit as Link Karibo's the only one doing damage. So here, we could Grinder Golem, but I've already used my Security Dragon. So I can't do the full Grinder Golem combo, so all I'd really be accomplishing is getting more tokens. So it's fine. We could have powered him up by a little bit, but I'm just going to be patient. Save the Grinder Golem in case we need him later. Now we have the Dragon Airship, so next turn I'll be able to summon one of these guys. Alright, what are they going for? Nope, they quit. Well, we learned two things today. One, the world is full of a bunch of stinking quitters. I think literally every duel I just showed, the other person quit. And two, SKYFANG Brigade is actually pretty effective. We made them quit for a reason. Now, we didn't go up against any, like, you know, top tier meta decks necessarily, or I don't think so. But hey, against some strong decks, it was able to hold its own. And I think with a little bit more support and a little bit of time, SKYFANG's gonna have a serious chance. So, just to go over a few of the weaknesses we ran into, I think one of those people who quit actually could have beat me there. Evenly matched, you're gonna clear a field of Sky Fangs, and of course, they only have Selective Reborn and Back to the Front to get those monsters back, so that's not gonna cut it to refresh everything they have. And once you lose your monsters, you're in trouble with this deck. Popping a Raigeki, even having like a sort of Mirror Force, that'd be very effective. But that's why we got the links to back this deck up, of course. So, Decode Talker, Barrel Load Dragon, Double Firewall, whatever it takes to make the job happen. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this deck. If you have, then, you know, leave a like on the video. Suggest in the comments other decks that you've seen me play that you want me to give a showcase of. I usually don't like doing the deck profiles until I actually know about the deck, but this is new, and I know more about the deck than most people since it hasn't been released fully yet. So, it's probably going to get a lot of improvements between now and the, you know, months to come. But if you want to try it out, this thing certainly works as we showed today. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and get out of here.